Hey everyone, Dan Central here. This is a video response to airrunner85 who asked what's your favourite film or films of all time. I don't know mate why there hasn't been a lot of video responses, but I wanted to do one because I thought it was a really good question, and I thought I'd send you a response mate and answer it for you. I couldn't pick one, it's just too difficult. There's so many films I love. I love films like Pirates of the Caribbean and comedy films like Hot Fuzz, Shaun of the Dead, and I'm into my horror films big time as well. Things like The Omen, House of Wax, Hostel, Saw, them type of things. I love all that sort of stuff. So it was so tricky for me to decide, but I managed to whittle it down to 3. So I'll just go through them now. One of my absolute favourite films of all time is Stand By Me. Just an absolutely fantastic film. It's primarily about friendship. Just a quick summary, basically it's about 4 friends that go on a 2-day journey in the search for the body of a missing teenager. And basically they encounter a really menacing gang of other teenagers that try and get to the body first, and they really have to look out for each other and protect each other from this like gang, as it were. And basically it's just the themes that kind of pan out throughout the film, and it's a really heartwarming film and just a really awesome one. Stars River Phoenix, who sadly died quite a while ago. It's also got Will Wheaton in it. It's just an absolutely fantastic film. I just absolutely love it. So I definitely recommend it if you haven't already seen it. Stand By Me, and of course it's got the song itself, Stand By Me, as the title track to the film, which is very appropriate. So just a fantastic film, really. Okay, another one of my favourite films of all time is a film called Bicentennial Man, which features Robin Williams. Again, an absolutely fantastic film. It's all about a robot that basically is introduced into this family, and it's named Andrew. And basically, it functions like a robot would, but then as the film sort of gradually unfolds, and the robot starts to sort of experience more of the world and realise that you can do all these, you can do all these things in the world. You can move about, you can jump, you can feel things, sense things, see things, all the the 5 senses. He decides to start a journey to become a real human being, so that he can really feel, because like he interacts with real humans, but he can't obviously as a robot, feel things and really function like a human being can. So he decides to set out to become a real human being, and it's just you really have to see it, really. I'm not really summarising it very well, but you really have to see it to sort of get into it and get the storyline. And it's got an absolutely beautiful soundtrack to it, composed by the legendary James Horner. I've got the soundtrack on my iTunes, and it's just absolutely fantastic. I love it so much that you'll probably see on my piano videos I've actually tuned out one of the tracks from the soundtrack because I loved it so much. The sheet music's never been released commercially, but I loved it so much I tuned it out by ear because I just couldn't wait to play it on the piano. It's just absolutely fantastic. One of Robin Williams' best films ever, in my opinion. It also features Sam Neill, who you will recognise from the Jurassic Park films, and he's really good in this as well. So you really just have to watch it in order to see it. It's a very emotional film as well, just to let you guys know, but it's an absolutely fantastic film. And the last film, because I wanted to cover a kind of the thriller horror genre as well, is one of my favourite films of all time, The Haunting, starring Liam Neeson, Lily Taylor and Catherine Zeta-Jones, and Owen Wilson as well. This is the remake. In case some of you don't know, there was an original. There we go, but I didn't enjoy it that much. It was good, but just wasn't. Although I would probably say, in terms of storyline and kind of originality, I would say this is better. But I prefer this one. I just do, really. Absolutely fantastic film. I'll try and attempt to summarise it as well, because I haven't seen it in a little while. Basically, Liam Neeson plays a professor called Dr. Marrow, who decides to undergo a psychological experiment on fear. And he wants to test how 4 subjects react to being involved in a scary situation, like a eerie environment, like a supposedly haunted house known as Hill House. So he lures 4 subjects to the house, telling them that have got sleep disorders, and he lures them there, telling them that he's going to help them overcome their sleep disorders. When in fact, what he's trying to do is just lure them there to get them involved in these like weird and wacky experiments and stuff. And he thinks that it's a scientific experiment. The house isn't really haunted. There's no such thing as ghosts. It's just going to be an experiment just so that he can collect data and analyse stuff. And that's basically, it's just for his own gain, really, not for theirs. But all this kind of backfires, and he suddenly realises as the film unfolds that he's actually taken on more than he bargained for, when one of the subjects, called Eleanor, who's played by Lily Taylor, suddenly becomes really drawn to the house and starts experiencing really horrible experiences, even more powerful than even the professor can deal with, and it's just not what he expected. And he suddenly realises that maybe he shouldn't have actually decided to do this whole experiment after all, and everything just goes horribly wrong. And suddenly the house starts, well, it seems like the house is breathing and like living, if that makes sense, and things start moving about, and noises and bangs and things. And what I love about this film is that there's no blood or gore in it. It's not a gruesome film at all. It's just it's not really a horror. It'd probably just be a thriller. But even though there's no blood or gore, if you don't see like people being killed or like chopped up or anything, it still manages to scare the living hell out of you, even though it doesn't actually show that much on screen in terms of special effects or anything like scary or anything. It's still you've just got to watch it basically, and you'll see what I mean. It's still a terrifying film without even showing an awful lot on screen. I know a lot about this film because I did a whole essay on it last year from university. We had to pick a film that we loved and analyse it in great depth, and I really went into this, not just the film, what's on screen, but also the musical score as well. And I found out a lot about it that I didn't know before, which was great. I've actually got the soundtrack here, which is actually quite difficult to get hold of in shops. You have to really get it online as a soundtrack, and I love this soundtrack as well. Composed by the legendary Jerry Goldsmith. Fantastic soundtrack. Really captures the essence of the film. So yeah, I've spent quite a while talking about this film actually, but that's my 3 favourite films. I just couldn't choose really. Bicentennial Man for its beautiful soundtrack and just heartwarming element. Just such a fantastic film. Just love it. Stand By Me again because of the interaction between the teenagers and the friendship and the bonds they have with each other. Sorry, and it's hard to explain really because I haven't seen the film in ages either. Trying to think how it pans out and everything, but definitely recommend this one. I would recommend Bicentennial Man, and definitely recommend The Haunting. And we don't even need to see the original. You can just watch the remake because, well, I say remake. The producers and that actually made a statement saying that they didn't actually intend this to be a remake. But watch this, just watch it. It's absolutely fantastic. So that's my 3 favourite films of all time. As I said, it was quite hard to whittle them down because I've got so many favourite films. It's just untrue. And especially doing film modules at uni, it just kind of spurs me on to watch more all the time. But they're my 3 favourite films. I hope I haven't gone on and on too much and it's made sense. Watch these films, just watch them and you'll see what I mean. They're just absolutely fantastic films. So there's my video response to Airrunner's question. Thanks a lot for putting the question out to everyone, mate. And really glad to have done a video response to it because Great question. So I hope you get a few more video responses, mate, because it is a good question, as I've said already. And yeah, I hope you like my tag video as well. I really enjoyed doing that. It was great to do, so thanks for tagging me in that as well. But yeah, I'll hopefully put up a new video soon. I'm becoming increasingly more busy by the day, but I will try and put the new video up soon. So thanks a lot for watching, guys. Thanks for the question, and I'll put another video up soon. Thanks for watching.